Hi, my name is Joni D, and we're going to be talking about Pondera. Pondera is a product that is a miracle product. It's a formulated drink for morning and evenings. What does it do? Well, that's what we're going to talk about today. So why am I talking about Pondera? I'm talking about Pondera because there are so many products that promise so many things. And I, as a lupus patient for 30 years, have tried a lot of them. I'm pre-diabetic. I've been on disability for 12 years, and I take 12 different medications: blood pressure, thyroid, all the different things that are part of the result of diabetes or part of the lupus arthritis family. In that time, I've had 3 major flares, one putting me in a wheelchair for 2 years. So lupus isn't something you mess around with. I've participated in 4 different drug trials, and luckily the last one, which was a Cytoxin infusion, helped me get back on my feet. Now I'm 82% back on my feet. So as of a month ago, I felt that this is what I'm going to have to live with: the morning stiffness, the joint pain. And that's okay, because I'm here, and that was good enough for me. Reason we're talking about Pondera is I am a skeptic. Okay, I've tried all these things, they didn't work, or they work slightly. That's okay. But Pondera was introduced to me 30 days ago. And Pondera is basically a formula that Dr. Sterling Woods developed. And he's a doctor out of Los Angeles who have worked with pre-diabetic and diabetic patients. And he actually spent 27 years as a diabetic foot and limb salvage surgeon. So he's a very credible person. He spent the last 10 years formulating Pondera, which consists of mono unsaturated fats, basically olive oil, low glycemic good carbohydrates, and the highest quality of whey protein isolates and concentrates. Now, what does that mean to the common person? Probably not a lot, because they list ingredients, big deal. Now, on the Pondera website, you can get all this information about the product itself. Also, we suggest you spend time looking at the human study. He had the opportunity to run a human study in 2018, and I'm going to talk a little bit about that today. So what you're going to get is kind of an abstract of the detail, because we don't want to get too deep in the medical part. Now, aside from what I said Dr. Sterling did, he also was chief of Foot and Ankle Surgery Orthopedic Institute in Texas from 94 to 03. Like I said, in the last 10 years, he's been engineering this miraculous product. And as we go along, I'm going to tell you why it's miraculous. He also did that reconstructive surgery on leg loss at the Methodist Central Hospital between 94 and 04. And the director of residency training, Dallas Family Hospital, between 87 and 88. He's been a featured speaker, and he has 2 papers on the actual work he's done. He's dedicated his life to this. Now, those kinds of things are important to me. I think credibility, experience at this point in my life is very important. And although many products tout that, I have proof. Now, what does Pondera do? Specifically, we were looking at pre-diabetes, diabetes type 1 and type 2. But it does much more than that. Let me go over the list. It assists with the insulin and blood sugar levels. Improvements on those levels were proven in the human study. It curbs your hunger and craving, and it aids in burning fat. Now, like I say, a month ago, I was perfectly fine, living with pain, living with my labs. So last month, when I began this process, I decided within 30 days to have my labs done to see if there was much of a difference. My blood sugar levels have gone down. I'm close to not being pre-diabetic anymore. And I've simply done is taken Pondera in the morning and in the evening. And it does curb your appetite. I am not hungry. Thus, I have lost 13 pounds in 30 days. It assists with lowering blood pressure and promotes good blood circulation. And now, what does that mean? It means that my blood pressure medication has been cut in half. I'm looking to eliminate that if I could still get the results going forward on Pondera. And I believe I can. Better blood circulation, I know this because I go to the gym at least 5 times a week. And when I take my pulse, it's lower than it's ever been. I could be on the treadmill. My pulse rate was 130. It doesn't get any higher than 108 now. So I know it's oxygenation in the blood. It aids in reducing muscle and joint inflammation. My morning stiffness is now just in my hands. And how do I know this? Because my lab gave me my sedimentation rate, which is generally in the 20s, is now an 8. So I feel this because I'm not dealing with so much joint pain. It helps provide improved mental focus, mental clarity, and sleep quality. Well, we all like to think that we're thinking better and doing better. And I'm a very busy person, so I assume I'm doing that. But when I deal with my music, because I'm a musician, I'm seeing that clarity. Additionally, my sleep quality required pills before, and I've cut that in half, and I'm hoping to cut the rest of it if I continue down this path. It includes nutrients that can boost your immune system. Well, my lupus is an autoimmune condition in the arthritis family. So I can honestly say, by having those experiences, that it is boosting my immune system. But how does it do that? Well, the science of Pondera is associated with a hormone-like signaling compound that exists in our own cells. All of our cells have this, and it's called an icosanoid. Harvard University discovered this, and it's changed the medical world considerably. Now, Pondera is based on that research. It enhances those icosanoids to better have hormonal control. If you have hormonal control, you're involving the cardiovascular system, the central nervous system, the reproductive system, and the immune system. So we're saying by enhancing it, the body creates this naturally. We're not taking a pill. We're not dealing with side effects of the medications they have today. And that's what I hope will be my end result. We strongly believe that Pondera will help almost anyone to live happier, healthier, and have a longer life. And this would be true because we have to age and still be functional. And that's what we hope to do. A month ago, I was looking at limitations as I grew older. I'm hoping that's not the case anymore. But that's how it works, the science of icosanoids that's already in our system. Now, the human study that was done in 2008, January 2018, was done on 45 people. They were instructed to eat normally, no dietary changes. They were measured weekly, blood pressure, weight, oxygen saturation, and general questions. There were 3 laboratory drawings on the initial entry into the study, then at 3 weeks, and on conclusion at 6 weeks. Daily journals were required for pre-diabetic and diabetic participants. Video interviews were conducted for all participants, and the curriculum was based on Dr. Sterling Wood's life work. Now, the demographics of this study was the Quapaw Indian Tribal Reservation in the state of Oklahoma. Now, the tribal members of the 45, there were actual tribal members, other Native American tribal members that are resident there, as well as some Hispanic residents. The age range was from 27 to 81. So, 33 female participants and 15 male participants. Now, Dr. Wood himself conducted the study along with an independent nursing staff and an independent laboratory. Pondera Formula 1 is a food-based nutritional supplement and therefore contains no pharmaceuticals. By not containing pharmaceuticals, it will not interact with any of the medications, along with any of the various foods that we eat in our diet. Now, when we say to go ahead and eat the way you want to eat, you'll find that things change. You'll find that, one, you're not as hungry, and you'll start making smarter choices about foods because you have a goal. So, although there won't be any changes, you'll find this as you go along. The cravings just won't be there. Now, during the study, he had some challenges. The participants had a number, if you could look at the slide, of involvements. Prediabetes, insulin resistance, diabetes type 1 and 2, hypoglycemia, arthritis, chronic fatigue syndrome, cardiac risk profiles. Many of these are the result of diabetes, but many of them are not. He had leukemia patients, he had drug and alcohol abuse, gastric bypass participants. So if you look at this slide, you'll see he had a real challenge to be able to measure improvement using Pondera. Now, what tests were performed? Well, if you're watching this and you're a doctor, you understand what these things are. Now, if you look at the slide and you do have diabetes or one of these conditions, you're going to know what a lipid panel is. Random fasting glucose test, hemoglobin A1C, kidney and liver function, CBC with differential, CRP with C-reactive proteins to measure inflammation, and cardiac risk profiles. Let's talk about inflammation. One of my labs on the sedimentation rate showed that I'm currently at 8. Now, 8 is normal or way below normal for a lupus or arthritic patient. So that means that inflammation is being controlled in my body. So that doesn't just mean my joints. That could mean organ function. That could mean brain function. So just like sugar actually increases inflammation, Pondera will neutralize it and normalize it. And hopefully, in that case, there won't be a craving for sugar, so the battle can be positive going forward.